Hello everyone, it's Mike from Chess Lifestyle, and today we are training 54 minutes, or maybe even a bit extra, of chess training and game analysis. And before I get on to the topic of today, welcome Gloin to the stream. Hope you have a good gym session. Glad to hear you're putting in the physical work, not just the mental work, and training your chess as well. And good to see you, Plaron. Glad that I can provide this chess stream for you to satisfy your chess stream needs. I remember when I used to when I was grinding a lot of shogi. I used to also get really into the shogi streamers, and because there were so few of them, it was always a blessing when a shogi streamer was online. So I get it. But yeah, basically today I am still recovering from my cold. I mean, I'm pretty much on the final day, I think, of recovery. So that's good to note. As you guys know, the last stream I made, which was last week, I played this Chessmood Grand Prix. And what I'd like to update you with, actually, is how that is going. So, do I have it here? Am I part of the Chess Lifestyle team? Oh, I'm actually not signed into Ponziani Ghost. Okay, that's great then. So yeah, what I wanted to just share with you is that firstly, well, yes, I'm going to keep running these events. We're going to play next month, and the next month, and the next month, and we're going to try to do better each time. And yeah, I mean, honestly, you guys really surprised me with how well you played, for those of you who did play. We had 16 players. You need 20 players minimum, if you want a realistic chance of coming top 10. And we came 11th, and we were 7 points away from top 10. So it was completely incredible to have pulled off that feat. And for that reason, I wanted to, incentivize you guys to give it your all next month and the month after and the month after. And I wanted to introduce some cash prizes as well. So I've got some conditional cash prizes on the basis we make the final tournament in December. But I think that's pretty fun because then, I know currently the top three people in first, second and third, these are all kids under the age of 15. So for them, I'm sure it's going to be really hype to win some actual money. But yeah, also just hype in general to try and get some Grand Prix points and get Chess Lifestyle on the map as a competitive team. So yeah, I'm quite happy and motivated to continue it. I mean, it's always going to be grueling, at least for the next few months while I'm still in Southeast Asia. But yeah, I'm glad to have organized it. And if you guys competed, be sure to check out your standings on the Chess Lifestyle Grand Prix rankings. That's pretty hype. But yeah, for today, what I really wanted to do was actually analyze my games and, as per the title of this YouTube video, analyze your games as well. And by analyze your games, what I really mean is anyone who competed in last week's Grand Prix, if there is a game from that Grand Prix that you want analyzing, you can send it to Ponziani Master, and we will analyze it together on stream. Just my candid thoughts without an engine, probably. Give back to you guys a bit. So if any of you play that Grand Prix and you have a game in question, you're welcome to send that over. But while I'm waiting for those games, I will be analyzing my own games. And I have to say, I don't remember any of my games, which is a really bad sign because I remember the Grand Prix before. I really had a lot of emotional memory and remembered a lot of the games, a lot of the mistakes. But I think I was just in such a state that I just did not remember. I did not remember anything. I was just playing on empty / automatic. So yeah, I have no idea what I'm going to see. I'm probably going to cringe a lot from the moves that I made because I really think I played some pretty awful chess. But okay, still, I'm sure there's stuff to learn from. So that's going to be the plan today. Yes, hello chat. Hello Josh. Good to see you. Hello Jamie. Good to see you on the stream. Don't roast me too hard, Michael. My games are so atrociously bad. I look forward to. I mean, it might make me feel a bit better because I mean, I think my games are pretty awful as well. So if you have one in question, welcome to send it over. Yeah, good to hear, Plan. Just on the topic of your comment of yeah, you got my feeling. I like, I don't know when I saw this, probably last night or something. Like, you know, as you do, you're scrolling like Instagram reels. I just saw a very funny reel that basically made the point that if there's a girl you're crushing on and she ends up hating you, I mean, at the end of the day, hate is a feeling. So that means she has feelings for you. So, you know, like, play smart, not play hard, you know? But yeah, on that wonderful note, which shows where my free time has been going in recent days, let's take a look at some chess and learn some chess. So let's see how this went. So we got this London system, which is a bit of a weird one. Black is staying very flexible as to whether they're playing with d5, b6, g6. Like we don't really know right now. So I just stay flexible with my development as well. Take back with the e-pawn for some imbalance. They don't have the bishop out of the chain, so I'm already pretty happy. Yeah, and this was where I suffered some knight h5 issues. So I think maybe then the question is, well, at what point am I actually able to play h3? And generally, you don't really want to play h3, and if black has the option of going d5 and bishop d6 to challenge the bishop. Although I'm not actually against taking the bishop. And it's only when the pawn is still on c7 when they can take back with the c-pawn. That's when I don't really like allowing black to double their pawns. But it's just a stylistic preference. So what that means is then if black is playing c5 after e3, maybe as early as here, I can even play with h3. There's probably no drawback at all of playing h3 here. Yeah, just d5. But I don't mind. Entering these e6 d5 lines with an h3 push. But I don't need to play h3 when there's no knight h5 because of queen takes h5. I still miss this sometimes, which is really stupid. So I definitely can play knight d2. But then on queen b6, if I want, wow, knight c4 is just straight up winning. I did not know this. Okay, I'm learning a lot. So the problem with queen b3 is maybe now knight h5 is a possibility. Oh wow, we've even got the immediate bishop c7. Yeah, so see, I mean the bloody c3 Venom is just OP, man. Like there's so many ways to just get an advantage. I don't even know them. Okay, that's crazy. So this is actually one motif. So let's get that down. Wow. And this is another motif. Again, wow. So yeah, queen d8 is just forced. Incredible. Because any of these squares, there's a discovery. So queen d8 is needed. Yeah, this just looks incredible. That's crazy. That's actually crazy. Maybe it's not so crazy. I guess like I'm not used to it because there's normally a pawn on d5. So I'll make a note of that. Without pawn on d5, resource exists. Wow, that's really cool. And then what's the best way to finesse it? Take on c5. Looks pretty legit. Knight e4 scares me a bit, but then knight d6. So bishop c5, I'll just put that in as well. And here we still go knight d6. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, and I love when the bishop goes back to a3 and cements the b pawn. Yeah, that's very cool. So yeah, if this happens, I'd say at this moment, h3 is useful since queen d1 no longer covers knight h5. Okay. Yeah, I think this is basically the what I wanted to understand about this game, because yeah, when I sometimes like I get a bit careless about allowing this knight h5, and when knight h5 comes, I should probably just settle with bishop g3 and just accept that I've messed up. But I always try and play with bishop e3, and it always gets really ugly with having to control f4 in this way. I know it's a thing, but I generally just suck at it. Like, I remember I recently played in the KL Gateway Open, and I played a friendly blitz game afterwards. Okay, I was completely drained and completely dead, but I ended up playing this against one of the players. Shout out to Andy if he's watching the stream. And yeah, we played this kind of setup, and I did terribly and got completely outplayed and got completely smashed. Which is quite funny given I just won a tournament and then got completely destroyed by some 1600. So, yeah, I think I'm going to try and avoid this. And I mean, I lost this game as well. So, yeah. Okay, you'll find one to send at least. I mean, no cherry picking, Josh. Make sure you find a really atrocious one that, yeah, you can learn a lot from. Struggling to find the URL, but my draw against Gil Libu seems interesting. Okay, fair enough. I will check that out after this game then. Okay, so yeah, let's turn on engine. Let's speed this process up. So okay, this is all relatively okay. I go with h4, nice, h5. Wow, and I'm already +3 here. That's hilarious. Huh? Did I just see? I swear I just saw bishop takes g6. Okay, turn off the engine. How is bishop takes g6 winning here? Is there not a bishop controlling the square as well? I mean, if I could take and take this, then maybe I can believe it. But what? Bishop takes g6, pawn takes g6. How are we winning? I guess rook takes e6. Oh, I'm so bad with these sacrifices. Don't get them. I mean, I guess the other rook is coming in very quickly. And I guess, like, you know, this knight is, like, really offside. This rook is out of play. Just kind of believe it. I mean, like, probably... Does this look completely winning? I mean, we've got all of these pieces coming in. Black's pieces are completely in a bind. It does feel promising. It does feel very promising. But it's kind of one of those things that, you know, if you held me at gunpoint and said, does this work or does this not work, then I think I would say it works. But it's like, at the same time, it's like, do I really want to go into taking this risk? And maybe I should. I mean, most strong players, I think, would probably play it. So, but yeah, that's really surprising. So I play rook e1. Knight c6. Again, taking on g6 is very strong. Yeah, and I'm simply just looking at what he's doing. I'm looking at, like, ideas. I don't even know. That doesn't work. Knight b4 is definitely something I should watch out for, though. So yeah, okay. Queen b1 is still plus 2.6. Still good. And now I took... Oh, and now I went g4. Oh, dear. Why on earth did I play... Oh, because I was scared of the knight coming into f5. I guess there's not much to worry about. If knight f5, I can just take it. And if e takes... This is somehow something I wasn't so happy with, but rook h1? Oh, am I going to play queen g1, queen h2? Because I recently solved a calculation exercise which involved queen g1, queen h2. Oh, man. I can kind of believe this now. Yeah, without the H file, this is actually really strong. Yeah, I just did not have these attacking instincts. So okay, I guess that's good to know. Yeah, just push the H pawn and then just bring those pieces in, and stuff just works. Like, pretty crazy. But yeah, it's just not my preference to play like that. But and somehow I get the edge again, but I somehow managed to mess it up, which is quite incredible. Queen G3, I definitely didn't spot that. Queen E3 is what I played. I mean, it's slightly better than black. I hate attacking chess. It's so annoying. And people will comment, yeah, stop being so negative, like it makes your chess even worse. But I can't help it. I mean, bloody hell. Yeah, and then now I'm just completely lost, which is just brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And the guy has 16 seconds, and I managed to choke this. So yeah, very impractical play from me. I mean, probably. I mean, I know this was like my first game of the event, and I was sick, so like, you know, I wasn't thinking straight. But yeah, so many nicer ways to play this. And then I think I actually gave it a decent effort to try and hang on here. I remember like I was really, you know, trying to play quickly, trying to hang on, trying to survive. And he did get very low on time. I mean, basically he ended up getting down to 1 second. But credit to him for not choking and not getting flagged. Yeah, I mean, like, I remember, like, I mean, it's karma, isn't it? Like, at the start of a game, I didn't berserk, even though he berserked. And I think I even called him a loser. So, I mean, yeah, it's literally karma for acting like a prick. So yeah, that's I guess what happens. But yeah, really cool to learn about like the opening aspects, like the fact that we don't play d5 gives all of these possibilities. Really fascinating to me. Yeah, very cool. And I need to remember to play this h3 a bit sooner. Yeah. Cool. Good mental notes to take. Let's have a look at Josh's game from this Chessmood Grand Prix. Maybe the best way to do it actually is how do we get to the Grand Prix? Let's have a look. So, number 11th, Chess Lifestyle. So close, so damn close. One more player. Just one more damn player and we would have made top 10. But, okay, like what we need to tell ourselves is, okay, we're going to come top 10 for every other month. So, no need to stress. Yeah, we'll make this comeback. But yeah, let's have a look. So, against Gil Libu. Okay, so we're looking at a game where Josh drew. These are my candid thoughts, having not seen the game before. Alright, let's go. So e4, e5, knight f3, Roy Lopez. I don't know anything about this position, quite frankly, but I love the fact that c3 has been played, because we love c3. This feels like more like an Italian game, just the general vibe I get from it. Yeah, I don't like allowing knight f4 somehow. I mean, also, what's going on in this game? Because, I mean, like, somehow white hasn't been able to develop their bishop. Somehow white isn't castled. So, I already feel like there are some issues in the opening. I don't know whether it's theory or not. But regardless of whether it's theory, I mean, it feels like there are some problems that... It's just a little uncomfortable. And with the white pieces, I don't know why we're giving ourselves any difficulties. But yeah, okay, so Queen E2 I feel like somehow has to be slightly inaccurate. I don't know how I deal with it though. I mean, g3 feels... Maybe it's alright. Now that the bishop's no longer on this diagonal, maybe g3 is possible. Cover f4 and just put the king on... Oh my god. Put the king on g2. But yeah, then queen e2... Huh? This isn't being played? Oh, there's a hanging knight. Oh god, I'm so not used to these positions. It takes me a second to pick up on these things. Right. Okay. So maybe I don't know. Maybe this could be theory. Yeah. Just castles instead of queen e2 seems good. Yeah, that seems reasonable. But queen e4 is a nice response. Although now the queen is looking very shaky. Oh my god. Queen e3, dropping a pawn. Yeah, see, honestly, if I played this repertoire, Josh, and I was playing Blitz, I'd probably blunder as well. I'm not gonna lie. Like, unless I knew my theory, like, inside out, I would probably blunder. I would probably blunder as well. Because whenever I've got, like, weaknesses and disharmony with my pieces, yeah, there's more chance to blunder, unless you're even more precise. So, yeah, I don't blame you for blundering. I think I would blunder as well. It feels a little bit difficult. But okay. Rook e1, reasonable. And how would I play here? So already at this moment, I mean, okay, I know it's a blitz game, but I'd probably be thinking about what pieces I want to keep on and what pieces I want to trade. So he's got bishop pair. Probably that's an asset for him. So probably my instinct is to play a move like knight e4 and try and encourage trade. I mean, if we can get rid of his bishop pair, then this is something I'm happy about. And then we also challenge his bishop, and if he spends another move moving the bishop away, yeah, maybe we achieve something. I don't know what exactly. I mean, this still feels really annoying. Like, it's not easy to develop the bishop and complete a development of the rook. Like, I don't know. Is this really all theory? Let me check this with a database. Do I have 2500? Yeah. So d3, c3, knight bt2, top move. Yeah, makes sense, I guess. Yeah, maybe a move I would play here. Wait, how is knight f1 not dropping a pawn? Is knight f1 playable, or is it just bad? Oh, there's a bishop on c2. Yeah, I don't know why you would allow this endgame. I don't think it looks particularly great for white. So maybe not knight f1 then. Really surprised to see how happy the engine is suggesting this position is. It's definitely not an advantage that is crystal clear to me. But yeah, really doesn't like ed5. How interesting. Yeah, I guess maybe in some ways what you're doing is basically activating black's piece, and it has a juicy square on f4, when actually black cannot take so easily. I mean, I think probably we just take back with a knight. Okay, pawn is also good. But knight makes more sense to me to, like, relieve your pieces, and then we get the same structure as this one, just that your knight is more active than theirs. So I think taking in the center is a mistake. Or just, you know, dubious. And yeah, with that extra activity, then they get some extra play, and then they capitalize on it. So knight e5 top move, fantastic. I mean, I wasn't even looking at this, so that's cool. So we actually win back the pawn. Oh, so this position is minus 1.8. What was the move then? I didn't catch the move from engine. But yeah, this was very nice. Let me see that again. So rook e1 and just take on at e5. Yeah, that's probably something I should spot. I mean, there's some Benoni positions where you kind of do the same thing. Now this is apparently still good. So probably bishop c5 check, king h2. Maybe this is very annoying, you know? Like, maybe bringing the bishop down to f2. That feels very, very annoying. But it's not, like, completely over or something. Like, the rook can hide on h1. And then the bishops are kind of looking a bit loose. So black to play and be -1. Rook a8 was zeros. I wonder if rook fe8 is maybe an improvement then? But also, why is rook a8 zeros? Oh god, like this kind of chess is like it's too difficult for me. I'm getting too lazy to actually work all of this out. Yeah, I don't know what's the move to keep an advantage. I mean, the thing is, with either rook to e8, I mean, you can always follow up with knight f3. And are you really winning this pawn? Right? f6, you can still go bishop f4. So, I don't think you're really winning the pawn, and therefore I think bishop c5 is just the best way to go. Yeah, so bishop c5 is minus 1.8. We get the same line that I was talking about. Even this is -2. That's really surprising. f5. Oh, wow. The hell is f5? Oh, to play f4, bishop g3. Yikes. Did not see that. f5, and if they take, then I guess the rook gets active. Oh, you don't take back. Oh, you casually just play rook a8. Yeah, this is an insane line. No player below Magnus Carlsen is going to find f5 and rook a8. Maybe some like, you know, top 100 players would find f5 and rook a8. But this is really difficult. This is super difficult. Yeah, okay, I don't blame myself for missing that. But this is actually still a -0.9 position, which does make sense. I mean, you still got bishop pair, you've still got this pawn to target. This is just ridiculous, so yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. But here, yeah, you got knight f3, which was played. Wait, turn off. Why is this +4? Oh, the knight defends the rook. Oh, my days. The knight defends the rook. I didn't even see this. And yeah, Josh missed it as well. Everyone missed it. That was just +4. Josh says now, back this repertoire, but I agree if black knows what they're doing and you don't, they can outplay. Yeah, for sure. I don't know, like, I mean, I guess, I mean, some people must enjoy this kind of chess, but for me, it's just like, it's very fiddly. That's how I would describe it. I mean, like, if you compare the kind of, like, ways to get an advantage in this game we've looked at compared to, like, the game that we looked at earlier, where I was finding out that, knight c4 is a way to get an advantage, or like, you know, this queen takes a bishop c7 to win a pawn, because this is impossible. This is on the cuts. Like, it's very simple to me, like, conceptually. Like I understand where I can improve, and the more I analyze, the more I feel confident that I can do it. But okay, I mean, yeah, in fairness, like, I really am a complete noob when it comes to Roy Lopez, so I don't know how you feel when you see the analysis and you see what the engine says is correct. But yeah, I find it much more difficult to conceptualize and learn from. But yeah, no, I respect the grind to keep at it and not change. I'm having a real mare with my with my chat on my phone. Okay, one sec. Let me sort this out. Yeah, exactly. I take your point. I have experience with the C3 Venom, so it looks simple. Okay, yeah, that's good. That's good to know. That yeah, the openings that I play look confusing to you. Yeah, and I know this is definitely the case, because I remember, like, I had a game of the Benoni where I was just, like, you know, learning from my mistakes, and it was all making sense. And I remember, I think this was like over the board somewhere, and everyone who was watching like just had absolutely no clue what was going on, and everything I was looking at made perfect sense to me. So I think it's just like, yeah, I'm not so much talking about this knight protecting e1. I mean, this is just a very tactical motif, but like maybe the other ways that white could have played better. It's a little bit harder. So yeah, we both missed this. Interesting. King h1 or king h2. Somehow king h2 gets the nod from me. I think it's just because I help control g3, which feels a little bit weak. And I also want to just get off this back rank. I think king h2 intuitively feels like a slightly safer square. But of course it depends which pieces are on the board. I think if there were queens on the board, then I'd feel less happy about king h2. Maybe if there were knights on the board, I'd feel more happy about king h2 because, these squares are covered, whereas on king h1, there's a knight jump. So it's very dependent on what pieces are on the board. But somehow I feel like king h2 is like my preference. Having said that, according to Engine, king h2 is... Okay, it's... Yeah, maybe plus like a 0.3 or 4 difference. So maybe I'm just wrong about this difference. Bishop e3. So again, yeah, this is what I mean. Like when you reach a position like this, where you have like a big trade and you now have like a time to catch your breath, you really want to understand what pieces do you want to keep on the board and what pieces do you want to trade. And I think if you have in your head that you want to get rid of that bishop pair, then a move like bishop e3 can jump out a bit more. Because you're already looking for that trade. Oh, yeah, I don't like that. I don't like rook takes e8. Oh, but I can meet it with rook e1, so maybe I don't mind it. But then it comes back to the question, do I want to play this position with rooks on the board or not? Like, do I prefer rooks? And I'm thinking, with bishop pair, with or without rooks? Maybe I do want to trade the rooks, because I feel like the bishop pair really bullies the rooks. Like, it really dominates too much of the board, and the rooks don't have a home, so I can get behind this, actually. But bishop h6 is apparently strong. If rook f7, well, then you win the rook. So if they take and you take the file, then you take the file. So yeah, bishop h6 is just a really nice move. Yeah, it's a nice one to see. And I mean, what I would say is, like, it is good that I think there are many opportunities that you could be playing better, Josh, because that means, like, your position is, like, fruitful enough to have, like, these opportunities. So yeah, bishop h6 is a really nice move. This is maybe the correct exchange, but yeah, just not as good, obviously. And interesting how bishop b1 is the better way to do it. I guess bishop b1 provokes a3, whereas bishop c4 provokes b3, and what's the difference? Maybe somehow the b pawn is... I don't really know. Very difficult for me to understand. Bishop c4, b3? I have no idea. Okay, I mean, it is still bad, but it's just very concretely that knight d3 is good. So why is concretely knight d3 good? Ah, we've got this plan. So if we were to play like bishop b1 and do this, we cover the activity of the knight. Okay, that makes sense. So it's not really a structural thing whether a3 or b3. It's more of like a preventing the activity of his knight to fight back. That makes sense. Okay, so bishop c4 was knight d3 found, knight d3 was not found. And instead king h2 was played. To try and activate the king, which I respect, because I mean, principally speaking, in a minor piece endgame like this, the king is the most important piece to activate, so we should activate it. But having said that, I guess the question is, like, where is the king actually going to be active? Whereas the knight actually has a tangible way to actually create some activity, whereas the king doesn't really feel like it has a particular role at this moment. Maybe that's an argument to prioritize the knight in this exceptional circumstance. But now you play knight d3, love it. Knight b4, let's go. And then trade knight for bishop, 100%. Let's go. We weaken the pawn structure. White is better. White's got the better pawn structure. And I know we had this debate, Josh, so I hope you take note of the position. But with the improved pawn structure, this should at least be some practical like advantage for white. I mean, maybe not like advantage, but like, you know, the better side of equality. Because you might need like a little bit more in order to win and have that advantage, but definitely like something slight. So king g3, good. And I see a4 as the most precise way to go. I guess what a4 is about is when you play these bishops of same color endings, there is this rule that you want to put your pawns on the opposite color square of your bishop and their bishop and fix your opponent's pawns on the dark squares. And you can't fix these pawns, but you can fix this one. So if you can actually fix a permanent weakness, that might actually be a cause to make a pawn move as opposed to a king move. But I mean, you know, king g3, like if you're a bit tight for time and you don't have the time to work these things out, then it's completely reasonable as well. And correctly, black pushes a4 to get rid of that potential pawn fix. I don't remember a debate, but I agree white's pressing. The debate we had was in pawn endgames. I think you tried to make the argument that pawn structure isn't such a big deal. But I was making the point that like I can look at a pawn endgame, and if the pawn structure is bad enough for one side, I really give serious winning chances to the other. And yeah, we were trying to find some examples, I think, to you know, understand this factor. But yeah, a4 here is definitely logical. Yeah. But okay, I'm really glad you're activating your king. I mean, if black doesn't, I think there is hope. But we should always ask ourselves, where is the king active? And I really think that the king actually coming to f5 is where it's going to be most active, because that's where you're pressuring a pawn. That's where you're threatening to infiltrate. So in terms of activity, I don't really see where the king is getting active here, because the bishop and pawns are actually doing a good job of kind of boxing out your king. So I think the king should be coming to f5. That's my feeling. Like, let's have a quick look. If we get this position, we can see that the engine is starting to give something. Okay, back to zeros. I mean, the engine is really harsh about these endings, because they can calculate so far ahead. Like, they know if there is a way to just hold or not, even if, practically speaking, you've got good chances. Very interesting how on the move bishop a5, though, you are playing this b4 and putting your pawns on dark squares and just saying it's fine. It's kind of wild to me. I guess if you can put the bishop here, then maybe it's okay. But yeah, let's see if there were any big changes to this position, because otherwise seems fairly balanced. Now, I don't like f4, because again, you're putting the pawn on the dark square, and I feel like there's no need to do that. Okay. Yeah, I don't like bishop e1, to be honest. I mean, engine says it's fine, but I don't really want to be defending this pawn while the bishop is pressuring it. Like, I'd rather, you know, defend it from an active post where it's very active. This would be my instinct. And I'd also get off this diagonal because I want to provoke my opponent to push h4. If my opponent pushes h4, then I feel like I have something to play on again with these weakened pawns. So I wouldn't play bishop e1. So okay, we're kind of just hanging on. I'm glad you didn't pre-move and blunder, like, you know, some loss. +2, wow. +2. Oh yeah, because you just take him and you win on f4 and then you're a pawn up. Oh my god, we missed it. We missed it. I mean, okay, in fairness, you're on 14 seconds, so probably at this point you're just kind of reacting. But yeah, this is why. I mean, like, the engine will say it's equal up to a certain point, but this is why factors like this are important. Because, I mean, if his pawn was on a white square, then you can get away with b4. Then there's nothing, no problems. But the fact that this pawn is on a dark square then means that, yeah, there is pressure, there is potential weakness, and therefore you get your chance. So yeah, that's unfortunate that you missed that, because that would be nice to then see if you can grind this position out. Yeah, and again, I would just naturally push this pawn. Like there's no need not to. Yeah, like I'd stick to a white square. But okay, I mean, you're lower on the clock. You're playing someone 400 points high rated. I guess you know we'll take the draw. But yeah, very interesting game. And yeah, I hope you gained something from that, Josh. Oh, you say you're definitely wrong in that case because structure was important. Yeah, I remember you were really adamant that like it's not something serious. But yeah, that's funny. That's funny. Are you working on any endgame books right now? Because I'd be curious to like hear like where this you know, more recent revelation came up, or maybe it's just from game analysis, just from playing. Like, who knows? Yeah, Josh says, yeah, I'm not even calculating one move ahead anymore. To be honest, I was very fatigued in this event, so just poor from me overall. Fair enough, fair enough. I mean, yeah, if you're tired, I mean, this was actually a decent game. I mean, compared to some of the games you're about to see from me, I think this was very decent. So, yeah, not a bad game. And yeah, thanks for sharing and allowing yourself to be ridiculed on the internet. Always a brave decision. Okay, let's move to the next one of my game. Nice comment from Memento Mori, Michael the Archangelo. Yeah, sometimes I'm feeling charitable and sharing some advice. Not working on chess too much right now. Just looking through Roy repertoire. Fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, I think like a lot of like chess improvement is just subconscious as well. Like just as you go about your chess experience, you gain stuff here and there. So I think yeah, it's cool to see that like progress can be made without like, you know, really trying to make progress. I think it's really a thing. So okay, let's look at this game. This one I managed to win. We get some theory. This is something I know. Yeah, an a5 here. Probably a5 is correct. Wow, actually, wow, a minus. Oh, I've got knight e4 as a reset. I didn't even pick up on that. Wow. Well, that's a very simple move to just get an easy advantage. Then we have the uncontested bishop. Yeah, actually, this is something that, for some reason, isn't on my radar at all. Which is, I mean, this is what I mean. Like when you analyze your games, you learn so much. Like compared to like any other kind of training, because it's like you literally are diagnosing the moves that you're playing. So, yeah, this is great. I mean, I am wondering why can't they take on b4? We get this trade. Do I have a follow-up? Maybe e5 is super strong. So I hit the knight and I also hit the pawn. The thing is they can go back and defend the pawn. Not sure then. Queen takes b4. Take on g5. Knight takes g5. Yeah, I have no idea. So let's have a look. Queen takes b4. Knight takes. a5 is the move. Interesting to see that any other move, black is still at advantage, despite being a pawn down. But a5 is apparently really killer, so what if just queen d2 back? Oh my god. Wow, that's cool. That's really cool. Huh. Wow, so they can't even take on b4 due to a5, a4. That's such a cool motif. Wow. So it turns out b4 pawn is untouchable due to a5, a4 motif to trap bishop. Wow, that's really cool to know. I didn't know about that either, so that's really nice. So I kind of auto-played a5, which apparently is still like joint top engine move, so there you have it. h4. Oh, I missed the free bishop. Yeah, this is what I mean. I mean, there's hope for you guys, right? There's really hope for you guys. I mean, the fact that I can get to this level and I don't see this. I mean, I don't see a lot, right? Like, I need to have experience. I need to have failed a lot to finally see stuff, you know? And let's not forget, I've been playing the Gurgenitsa Modern for like maybe a year and a half, 2 years. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, when I am the age of 40, I am going to find a4 and I'm going to be terrorizing 1e4 players, and it's gonna be pretty damn good. And speaking of Gurgenitsa Modern, am I allowed to show this? Am I allowed to show this, or am I gonna get in trouble with Chessable? Surely there's nothing I could get in trouble about. Surely. Right? Okay, you know what? Screw it. Let's do this. So, really cool news that my new Gurgenitsa course is coming out in probably like a couple months, 2-3 months, and this is the working title, the old school Gurgenitsa. And what I really wanted to show you guys is this information here, which is the fact that it's very funny. I had no idea how many words I'd written, but I've actually written the same number of words pretty much as C3 Venom. C3 Venom was 74,000 words, and my Gurgenitsa course is 76,000 words. And I looked up how many pages is 75,000 words, and the link that came up was it's around a 250 to 300 page book. So I can officially say that I've written my second chess book, and yeah, I'm really happy to see that we've got a good average trainable length, over 50 informational variations, under 100 trainable variations. This is what we love to see, and I'm very excited for the progression of this course. So yeah, just a little teaser. Keep it to yourself, guys. But yeah, very, very excited for that to come out. So yeah, a4. Remember, bishop trap is possible. So yeah, I missed that. Yeah, and I kind of just auto-met this h4 of h5. White now recognized that their bishop was being trapped. I just developed. Bishop takes h6 is good. Queen h6. What did I play? Bishop f5? I think it's still reasonable. This looks... I'm surprised I didn't go knight e4 here. Knight e4 is something that jumps out at me, but maybe it's unnecessary. e6 is very, very solid as well. I kind of like that. And then I took. Now knight e4. Yeah, and okay, I mean, I allow the trade of queens, but actually this endgame is very pleasant for me. But what's the line? Bishop h6. And do I win the pawn? No, not quite, because they come out to f4. But then I go queen c7, I win the pawn. Okay, so concretely speaking, I'm actually winning the pawn already. That's pretty cool with queen c7. Yeah, maybe I should recognize lookout in case e5 pawn is immediately hanging. Yeah, I think this is actually a nice comment. I need to be careful as well because I have a chess lesson in like 25 minutes, so I can't get too carried away and forget about that. Okay, so actually we hit the pawn, but the point is they can take on g7 to avoid me winning the pawn. But again, I have an opportunity. Yeah, this is a free pawn. So yeah, tactics are hard. Tactics are very hard, especially when you're very sick and you can't see anything. Oh, and then I did find it. How nice, how lovely. And I then managed to pick up the pawn. This was very cool. Surprisingly, I didn't trade, but that's probably a good thing. I did trade now, okay. A knight e4, okay, fair enough. Knight takes b3 also looks very nice because then the c file kind of collapses, so that looks reasonable as well. And then he did this exchange sack, which was reasonable. But then I actually played some pretty nice moves. Yeah, and then I even got the free queen. Yeah, very nice game actually. And then just a decent conversion. And I think this one actually I berserked, right? So I didn't have much time. Yeah, I berserked this one. So yeah, actually, yeah, for a 1 minute 30 game. Okay, we missed some tactics, but good to see them so that next time I'm less likely to miss them. And this was very nice. So okay, let's actually give ourselves some motivation here. Tick emoji. Let's copy this. Okay. Yeah, let's move on to the next one then. So now we played in 1900. Did I berserk or not? No, I didn't berserk because I was quite conscious of like wanting to, start a streak. And in these arena tournaments, making streaks are very, very important. So nowadays, probably I'm taking. No, not against c3 actually. I don't really want to exchange Slav position. So this is fine. This is fine. So we just have bog standard London, which to be honest isn't great for black, but most white players don't know how to play it. So yeah, I can kind of get away with it. Interesting. If they don't play with h3, then we can actually just go for this motif, which I know from the Benoni. Just to trade this off. Fair enough. I can see how it's probably slightly good to get that in. But yeah, Blitz, I mean, b4 was just an absolutely horrendous move. And this is what I mean about London players just being trash. So, if you're a London player and you feel like you would end up messing up this position, get my course, C3 Venom, and actually learn how to play against King's Indian setups. Yeah, this was good. And did I make any mistakes in this game? I think this was all looking very, very nice. Wow, got the resignation. This was beautiful. This was a very nice game. I mean, yeah, pretty much nothing to comment on that. I mean, that was just exactly how reverse Reti can go against Slav, or London against reverse Reti. Yeah, this was like a Reti versus Slav or a London versus reverse Reti. But yeah, and at this moment, I started my first streak, which the tournament was starting well. This time we remembered to play h3, but again, I don't need to play h3 when knight h5 is played, so I'll make a note of this as well. Like, as in when the queen is still available. So, no need to play h3 when queen takes h5 is still possible. Start with knight d2. I think this is the more flexible move. So h3, slightly inaccurate. Yeah, I'm thinking my lesson is definitely half past. Like, don't wanna mess up. Don't wanna mess that up. So okay, this is all pretty good. Yeah, meet a5 with a4. Yeah, this is being very sneaky. Black is trying to remove this knight and then win my queen, although, okay, here it's not really a thing. I mean, I just can't take here because then I lose my queen. So, yeah. I trade, I take on e4 now. Yeah, this is actually a very nice motif to actually get the imbalance and a favorable pawn structure. So I go knight d2, he defends it, knight c4. I like the look of this a lot. Wow, and king d2 is actually best here. Huh. King d2. What does this play? What does this play? King d2? b6 feels unnecessary, but I guess like black is just really stuck. Oh wow, we go with f4. If they take, then we have some opportunity to undermine. And if not, we're just going with g4. That's very cool. Okay, that's a very nice transformation, which I hadn't considered. Yeah, and even f3 I'm sure is good here as well. So, yeah, interesting. With queens off, white's king is actually sound in the center. With e6, f5, g, e4 pawn structure, remember that f3 is a way to undermine. Or even playing f4 plus g4 seems to be a nice transformation. Yeah, that looks really interesting, actually. Both, yeah, king d2 looks pretty good. Because I guess I don't know if I started to drift here, with my play. Wow, just taking on f4 is like really good for me apparently. And just rook e1. And if f3, I like bishop f1 a little bit more. E-pawns are horrendous. Yeah. Okay, so in this structure, where they have the f-pawn, they've taken d takes e4, then the e-pawns are going to be horrendous. Okay, I could play like this. Okay, that's fair. Instead, I did something else, which... Oh yeah, and I remember, I missed the free rook. I literally didn't see. 3 pieces would be nice. Yeah, I didn't see this at all. But that is the nice thing about c3 Venom, is that, like, you know, you do have a lot of chances to take an advantage. And there are more than one way to do it. So even though I missed some critical ways, yeah, again, win the free material, for the love of God. Free material. Free pawns would be nice. So yeah, get better at spotting hanging stuff, I guess. Okay, I did win this hanging thing, so that's nice. We got the knight back around, I got an e4. Yeah, this was actually a pretty nice game, I think. Yeah, it was a little bit hairy over here, just to make sure I didn't drop the d pawn. Yeah, G4 apparently is maybe actually quite strong. Yeah, maybe I don't have as much play as I thought I did. Because yeah, if I take everything here, I can't take like this because I'm dropping the bishop. Yeah, I forgot about that. But even this I thought looked bad, which the engine also agrees with, is like minus. So yeah, this is maybe something to watch out for. Of course, this is much better. So I got a bit lucky that yeah, I managed to have this position instead, and this was very comfortable, and yeah, I got the fork, and then the rest was pretty easy, I think. Yeah, so what can I learn from this? First of all, yeah, be more precise with the moves in the opening. As well as, yeah, this Queen B6 motif was nice. And also, okay, we learned about this King D2 idea. I think this is pretty cool. Yeah, and if anyone is joining the stream, which I realize we've got pretty quiet stream today, you're welcome to tune in and give one of your games from the Chessmood Grand Prix. We can analyze it on stream together. I mean, maybe even on Wednesday. Like if you watched a VOD of this video and you tune into the stream on Wednesday, maybe we can do another one of these, because I've got a lot more of these games to look through, and yeah, happy to go through some of your games as well. But yeah, I think on that note, we only got through 4 games out of I don't know how many. I think we played quite a few. But yeah, I think I'm going to call it a day there. I'm going to take a little bit of a break before my chess lesson. Because I'm still a little bit sick. Like, I don't know if you could have tell, but like I was a bit short of breath and stuff. And I probably should drink a lot more water. So I'm going to go do that. So thank you for tuning in, guys. Appreciate the support, as always. And yeah, I will see you on Wednesday for some more analysis. Most probably. Okay. Bye, guys.